So next we have Maddie performing her song that she wrote on her own, and she will be performing it for you today.
Hi again. Oh, hello. Hi again.
Maddie, come this way a little bit.
So we're about to perform a song that I wrote in August of last year, actually right after last year's nationals. I have been writing songs since I was 10. Music has always been my outlet of praise, in a sense, and I'm not really good at talking, so when I pray, I kind of sing more than I talk, so I'll just vocalize the things that I'm trying to tell God. And last summer, we went to National Fine Arts in Orlando, and on the last day of Fine Arts, my mom and dad pulled me aside, me and my sister, and they told us some pretty heart-wrenching news. Our family, we found out maybe a month prior that my Nona, my grandmother, that she had cancer. And we were all pretty hopeful, like God heals, Jehovah Jireh, he provides, he's gonna provide the healing. But that day they told us that it was terminal. And that was news to me, because my Nona has always been so healthy. Like, my papa, he's actually here right now, and he might find offense to this, he might agree with me, but my Nona was always so much healthier than him, and he always had so many health issues. We thought he was gonna go first, so finding out that my Nona had terminal lung cancer, that was horrible. I thought she was gonna see me graduate. I graduate tomorrow, actually. I thought she was gonna see me get married. She's not. And that was horrible to me. And we drove back to Virginia to go see her right after, the next day actually, after they told us. And on the car ride up, I'm sitting there looking out the window. I'm bawling the whole car ride. My mom's turning around. She's like, "Oh, Maddie, it's fine. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay." It was not okay. And I'm thinking to God, I'm silently praying, and I'm like, God, this wasn't supposed to happen. What's up with this? This wasn't how it was supposed to be. And we got there, and my Nona came out of the house, and she's all happy and giddy, like she's normal. You would never be able to tell that she was sick. And she comes out, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you." And we gave her a hug, and everything was fine, but it wasn't. And we spent the day together, and then the next morning, I could not sleep that night. And I woke up at 5:30, and I went out to the back porch, and I sat there. I opened my Bible, and I prayed, and I cried out to God, and I was like, "God, why?" And I asked him, I said, "God, why is this happening? This just doesn't make sense. This wasn't supposed to happen." And in Maddie fashion, instead of praying, I'm singing. And I started off with a little, "This wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't part of the plan." And as I'm praying, as I'm crying out to God, I'm so confused, because it seems like in my life I'm getting hit with thing after thing after thing, and I never have chance to recover. And I'm like, God, well, if this is what's happening now, then what's next? What's the next bad thing to happen? And as I'm praying, as I'm telling God all of these things, I'm kind of complaining. He's reminding me of a verse in Psalm 90, verse 2. Said, "Lord, you have been our dwelling place before the mountains were born, before you gave birth to the earth and the world. Even from everlasting, like earthly everlasting, to everlasting, you are God." And I sang that out, and I'm like, okay, God, thank you for that reminder. And my Nona, even though she didn't have much time, she was given 3 months at that point. it was a soft little reminder from God that he's still the God of now, and he will still be the God of then, of the heavenly. So this wasn't supposed to happen. This wasn't part of the plan. This was something so completely unexpected, and I have yet to understand why broken hearts take so long to mend, or why good things always come to an end. I want to see your hand. Lord, help me see your hand. But you have been our dwelling place before the mountains were born, or you gave birth to the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God, and you are good. But I'm sick and tired of wondering, of not knowing what's next. I never wanted to be a vagabond. Lord, all I wanted was your rest. For my weary soul to finally have peace, that all of my strivings would finally cease. There's a storm inside my soul. Please calm the storm inside my soul. And you have been our dwelling place before the mountains were born, or you gave birth to the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God, and you are good. So let all of my spirit let go of the pain. Let me not be afraid to love once again. God, let this loss be seen as a gain in heaven, in heaven. Let all of my spirit let go of the pain. Let me not be afraid to love once again. God, let this loss be seen as a gain in heaven. Let all of my spirit, let all of my spirit, let go of the pain. Let me not be once again. God, let this loss be seen. Let this loss be seen as a gain in heaven. In heaven, my spirit will finally let go of the pain, and I will never fear love again. What I counted as loss, I'll once again gain in heaven. And you have been our dwelling place before the mountains were born, or you gave birth to the world. And even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God, and you're still good. This was supposed to happen. This was part of your plan. My Nona got a lot more than 3 months. She was supposed to live till October. That's what the doctors said. She got till February. She actually lived to hear me perform this for the first time. And then 2 days later, the day after my 18th birthday, she graduated into glory. She told us not to say that she died. She didn't die. The one thing that I have learned, the biggest thing that I learned on that back porch, is when you surrender your situation to God, He gives you peace. That bridge, the let go of the pain, let me not be afraid anymore. God, what I've lost, my Nona, please remind me that I'll once again gain in heaven. And the peace that He gave me after that, because I knelt down before Him and I poured my heart out to Him, is that, yes, I will receive that again. And although she wasn't healed in the way that you'd expect, she was healed. She's up there dancing right now. So, for those of you who are going through something similar, whether it be the loss of a loved one or anything really, pour your heart out to God and He will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. Surrender your everything to Him.